What's up? Wait a minute, that's not right. What is going on, everybody? I am back with another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. This time it is a battle that I had against the one and only JohnOrigins. And he brought some UU stuff, I brought some UU stuff, so I guess that kind of makes it a UU battle. So right off the bat, I decided to lead off with my Slowking because I'm looking at his team. Slowking does match up pretty nicely against any of the Pokemon he could potentially lead off with. As he decided to lead off with Zoroark, I know I could take a Volt Switch because I figured that was what he was just going to go for over the Leaf Storm or Trick or Thunderbolt Trick, assuming that he has a choice set. And he does decide to just go for a Volt Switch. I go for a Toxic on the Switch because I want to Toxic something, because Toxicking things is pretty nice. Unfortunately, I do miss it on the Malamar switching. And then on this turn, I was predicting him to want to go for the Psycho Cut, expecting my Heracross to come in. And I do get the prediction right on the noggin, and go for a Scald. And looking at the damage, I'm going to assume that this Malamar is Assault Vest over Choice Banded. So, expecting to want to go for the Night Slash now, Night Slash now. So I'm going to go with my Heracross and then just double into my Chestnut, predicting him to want to go into his Hippowdon to take on my Heracross, and he does just that. So knocking these predictions around the noggin. Concussions for days. So this matchup right here is really nice for me because I can set up my spikes as much as I want against this Hippowdon, and spikes are going to be a really big thing for me because looking at his team, he really has no form of recovery on any of it, or he has no way to heal any of his Pokemon outside of Hippowdon, and because Hippowdon has Slack, so he can heal itself, but Florges is his only way to recover the rest of his Pokemon with Wish, so having the spikes up will be really nice for me. So this turn I decided to go for a Leech Seed because in case this Hippowdon has like Ice Fang or something to hit me with, then that gives me extra recovery, plus I mean damage is damage. Managed to catch this Florges on the switch in, so Florges seeded, which is always nice, and because like I said, damage is damage, so especially on something bulky like this thing. Now I do know for a fact that my Chestnut, or the Chestnut, can live a uninvested Moonblast from a defensive Florges, but even though I know I could take it, I want to keep my Chestnut around while his Hippowdon is still alive, because while Hippowdon is still alive, then I could pretty much just set up spikes for free. But I'm just gonna go into my blah blah. What's this thing called? Metagross. I'm gonna go with my Metagross right here because Metagross takes on Florges absolutely wonderfully because it only has Moonblast and Toxic, which is all it can do to other Pokemon, and Metagross kind of takes both of those. So we're here gonna go for an Ice Punch, and the only way I can, or Ice Punch predicted the Hippowdon switching, and the only way I could do more damage to him than what Wish is going to give back is if I get a crit. Unfortunately, don't get the crit, but fortunately, I get the freeze, which really sucks for him, but at the same time, it's like, honestly, he still has Florges around, which can easily just go for the Aromatherapy, heal that, or thaw that thing out. Plus, if I didn't get the freeze, I would have just gone straight into Chestnut, because it's Chestnut, like I said before, Chestnut, and Chestnut is a awesome matchup against this Hippowdon for me, because I can just set up spikes on this thing for days. So, only went for the meteor mash right there to try to get the attack boost, didn't switch out. He also goes to Darmanitan, which is bad for me because there's been talk on Skype about using Choice Banded Darmanitan, and that's something I really don't want to take, so I'm just going to go straight for the Spiky Shield, not just going to play it absolutely safe this turn because nothing on my team is really going to like taking a Choice Banded Flare Blitz except for my my Houndoom, because it's still Flash Fire. Anyways, this turn, go for a layer of spikes, because I was figuring he was just going to go for the Aromatherapy to thaw out his Hippowdon, but he goes straight for the Moonblast, which, like I said before, I know I can live it, so no problems there. And then this turn, I'm just going to go for my third layer of spikes, figuring he was just going to go for an Aromatherapy or a Wish of his own, and he does decide to go for that, so I will be able to get my final layer of spikes up. Went for that over the Leech Seed, because if Leech Seed missed, that would be bad for me, because then I wouldn't have my third layer of spikes up, and Moonblast would have killed me off anyways. So, third layer of spikes, I'm good to go. So at this point, I'm just going to preserve my Chestnut for Deathfire later, specifically against his Rotom, because, no, yeah, anyways, decided to just preserve my Chestnut for Death Fodder later. Gonna go into my Slowking. I feel like I probably should have just gone into Metagross right here because, I mean, like I said before, Metagross is probably the best thing to take on Florges in UU, so don't know why I went into that. But just went into my Slowking, gonna go for a Toxic, because even though I know his Florges does have the aromatherapy, that will pressure him into wanting to go for that, so that will make him waste a turn, that's extra damage, and he'll just waste an aromatherapy. So, managed to Toxic this Rotom on the switch in, which is pretty nice for me because then, I mean, damage is damage. This Rotom has Levitate, so it's immune to spikes, so you Toxic this thing, it's toxic damage, which, yeah. So, go into my Chestnut because now it's Death Fodder, just gonna leave this thing in to die, see what this thing wants to go for. Ends up going for the Trick, and here I see that this Rotom was Choice Scarf, so that practically confirms the fact that his Darmanitan is Choice Banded, unless he has two Scarfers, which I've seen before, so it honestly wouldn't surprise me if he brought two Scarfers, but yeah, as long as I still have my Heracross, then Darmanitan isn't much of a problem. So, or as long as I have Heracross, I have something to outspeed Darmanitan. That's the point I'm trying to get at. So, go to my Houndoom right now, just go Mega because I have the chance to do that, so I'm gonna do that. Gonna go for a Sludge Bomb, just take out the Rotom right here, and yeah, Rotom's dead, easily gonna take that thing out because he's obviously offensive. But in comes Malamar, and at this point, I really have no way in stopping him from going for the superpowers, because even if I did go into my Slowking, then he would have just outsped me on the next turn and more than likely taken me out with a +1 Night Slash. So just gonna go straight into my Heracross because I know that a Mega Horn will be able to take this thing out even at +1, especially since he's at around 60%, as long as I don't miss, which I guess he's not, play around with that. Just gonna go straight into his Hippowdon to take on my physical attack, because physical wall, that's just kind of what you do. So Mega Horn, fortunately enough, I do hit this thing on the switch, which is great. So now I'm just gonna go for a second Mega Horn, which was kind of risky for me because if I had missed, then he could have just gone for an Earthquake, probably taken me out, and then I wouldn't have any or much of a reliable way to take on his Darmanitan if that thing was Choice Scarfed, or if Darmanitan was also Choice Scarfed, and plus Malamar Heracross, my best thing for Malamar. So in comes Florges. Like I said, I want to preserve my Heracross for his Malamar, so gonna go into my Metagross now because Metagross, this is a Florges. So on this turn, I believe I'm just gonna go for an Agility because I was kind of expecting to want to go for Protect. Don't know why, but I mean, Florges can't do anything to Metagross, so why not set up on it? I went for the Agility right here because after +2 speed with Jolly Max Speed Metagross, I can outspeed his Darmanitan even if that thing was Choice Scarfed. So yeah. So that's good for me. So gonna go for a Meteor Mash right here because if I can get the +1, that would be the best thing for me because that means I would be able to just tear through the rest of his team with Metagross. But unfortunately enough, I do not get the +1 and the Wish is just gonna bring him back up to where he was. So that means I will not be able to go for a second Meteor Mash. Gonna have to go for an Earthquake to take out this Darmanitan. And I believe he's just gonna go into his Porygon Z now. Yep, he goes into his Porygon Z. And he is at 75%, can go for a Meteor Mash, and I actually did run the calcs for this after the battle. I would have had to have gotten absolute max damage to take out this Porygon Z, which unfortunately does not happen, and he will be able to, or he does get the special attack boost, and that was another thing we were going to calc on. He would have had, like, if he didn't get the special attack boost, that even if he was Life Orb, which he was, thankfully, because he's dead now. If he didn't get the special attack boost, he would have had to get absolute max damage to take out my Metagross. So at this point, Mega Houndoom can pretty much tear through the rest of his team because Sludge Bomb easily going to take out the Florges, and then Malamar, a Fire Blast, assuming I hit it, will definitely be able to take out this Malamar. And then I could have just gone into my Heal-Lisk, hit this thing with a Thunderbolt, my Heracross hit the thing with a close combat or Mega Horn, and Malamar would have died. But anyways, that was a good game, John. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this game. If you did, feel free to leave comments down below. Definitely do not forget to show that like button some love. And if you are not subscribed already and wish to see more content from me in the near future, then feel free to click that subscribe button down below. So with all that stuff being said, thanks for watching and peace.